everyone, and welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences to make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis, and I'm a self-admitted beginning runner again.
And I'm Mitch, and apparently it's ugly shirt and bourbon day.
It is ugly shirt. I don't know about the ugly shirt. It's definitely bourbon day. It is a Friday. We're recording on a Friday. This is our new kind of scheduled time to record.
Yeah, and
I think it'll work out.
yeah, I think it's going to work out
Depends
fantastic.
on how work goes for you.
Right. I there's no reason I can't get out in a reasonable time.
No, I'm more thinking the attitude that you come into the podcast with.
No, I let all that go.
Yeah.
I left. I mean, we both run our rants. Like Lewis was stuck on like this color. It's just not matching. I said just because it's ugly.
I don't think it's not because it's ugly.
It is ugly. I'd like a vote on that.
I actually like the shirt. It's a Kalamazoo Marathon shirt. And I actually like the shirt. I like the fit, the feel. But I'm looking at our monitor, our to see the cameras.
But you see what I see now. It's ugly.
No, it just, the white balance is off on our camera. So hopefully I can adjust that in post. But it does not match. And so I'm going, okay, that's something we need to work on.
All right.
So I'm working on, just getting the colors correct in this space, in this room. And
I don't think there's a way to correct that color.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not as bad as the coffee, but it's not great.
I don't know about that. Terrence likes the coffee. You're the only one that doesn't like the coffee.
I don't think he has taste buds.
I just think I don't want to say you're a coffee snob, but
A little bit.
I just don't know if maybe you are. I don't mind. Like, I'm one of those, I just like coffee, period. Now, but here's the thing, and I think I've actually said this before, is I recognize good coffee and I do enjoy it.
It's funny.
There's a big difference. Yeah.
I've been working down, in the distribution center, and they drink Kirkland brand, so I've been buying it for them, but it's not bad.
Oh,
it's
really?
actually not bad.
You actually like it?
Yeah.
Better than the McCafe coffee? That we drink?
I'd agree. The McCafe coffee is not bad. It's good. It's when you had the Folgers that was bad.
That was bad. I agree. The Folgers and Maxwell House it's not great.
Right.
Folgers used to be, it's funny because before Nicole started buying Folgers, which I don't know what made her go that way, but she just started buying it. I used to drink Folgers and think it just tastes like burnt popcorn. Like, for real. I used to drink Maxwell House. That's what I drank. But again, this was because it was cheap. We didn't have a lot of money.
Oh, yeah,
I would fill up a thermos and take it to work with me. And that's the only reason I drank it. And then, several years later, we could afford a little better coffee. And so we were buying the McCafe coffee. And then somehow Folgers wound up coming into the house.
Right. She thought it was okay.
So, this is our new recording time. I'm thinking this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good time. It frees up our Saturdays a little bit more, mostly for you, so you don't have to drive in to Holland every Saturday.
And then we can do this and then go to dinner. So go to our
tonight. You guys, I guess Tammy said, "Screw you guys," and we're doing our own thing.
High school friends getting together. We're driving the other side, like an hour away or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to pick her up and do that.
Gotcha.
But going from there, we kind of talked about just where we're at, like what's going on with us right now. So,
yeah. As we talk about things and talk about like what do we want to talk about on the show, Mitch threw it out there. So I think it would be really good. I would like to circle back a little bit. Last year we talked about with Rob, just being happy with where you're at and running. And I realized, for me especially, and then I thought, well, geez, maybe Mitch should think about this a little bit too, with where he's at. We have to recognize. Well,
it just seems like, we took the summer off, but every episode it's like, hey, you running yet? And it's like, no. So finally you just had to realize it's like, it's just not there. And now kind of starting to work on it and coming back. And, in what we talked about last week too, though, is you really, not like it's a bad injury, but you did torque something
Yeah, apparently.
in a race last year, and you were going to call and get it looked at. I don't.
Well,
you probably haven't done nothing yet.
Well, Nicole and I talked about it, and we're not going to do anything until January for insurance reasons.
Okay.
Makes no sense to do it now because our deductible, we're on an HSA, and it doesn't make sense to do it this year. So I'm actually going to call somebody. It may be Terrence, but depending on what he has set up or not, I will get in January, get something started, get the ball rolling to find out what I have to do and what that's going to look like for me for running in 2024.
But you're able to run. It's just like you don't
went out this morning.
Like we talked about the ladder thing. Just using different muscles. It gets to be a problem.
Yeah, it is interesting though. I was mentioning this to Nicole actually. I did feel it the last 2 runs now.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt, but I used to just not even I would go out and not even remember what knee was it again.
Right.
But now I don't know if it's just. Maybe it's a little bit inflamed or something. Just I'm feeling a little bit from the whole ladder work for the last month that I do feel it. I don't know, but I do know it's definitely the right knee, and it's more.
Yeah, both. Mine's my right knee as well. But
yeah. So
for me, since I talked to Terrence last week, and he's like, I think it's bigger than just your patella. It looks like that's not swollen anymore. It's probably more. So I got scheduled. I got an X-ray on Tuesday.
Oh.
And already elevated from there. And the way they looked at the X-ray, and could be some bone spurs at this point.
Okay.
So I'm still running, but I pushed that right away, and I pushed them. I said, then I need a referral. So I got a referral, and then I was getting a call while we started to talk, and it was probably, I'm guessing that's probably it, is to get me in to see an orthopedic surgeon at this point to find out what's next.
Okay. And did they give you any indication of with bone spurs? Can they?
I don't know. That's why you got to see a specialist. So
Gotcha.
so I am going as quick as I can because I want to get back out there. And I did. I ran 6 today.
I did too.
And starting out, I think, what am I doing?
Really?
This is so dumb. I feel like crap. And it's
the knee.
Or you? Just didn't feel like it,
Okay.
And then get around the corner and we're talking about, our daily, trying to fix the world problems. And then it's like, you know what? I'm not going to turn already. I'm not going to just do 3. I'm going to go to the 4-mile mark. And then it's like, well, I could probably do 5. I'm going to go a little bit further. And then the next thing I committed, and I was at 6. So I was as far out as I could be, and I had to get to 6.
Yeah.
And I ran the whole way, and I loosened up. Knee hasn't been a problem, but it just hurts. It's not.
It's just a stinging pain.
Yeah, and it
the
just
whole time
just doesn't go away.
Oh,
so,
man.
But when we talk about that, it's like you got to make it fun. It's not that it still was fun, but it wasn't like, it'd be easy. And that's why Terrence taught me down. He's like 3 at a time, do 3, 5, 8.
Yeah.
Is just so if you try to do what you normally do, you're not going to make it, and then you're just going to be down on yourself. So I think it's a good strategy, actually.
Yeah.
So I do just a little bit, enough to keep me going.
Yep.
And then just chase what I need to do next as far as medically.
And you're potentially going to find out later today.
Well, I'll probably get on the phone after
soon as we get done
this when I'm going to pick up
Yep.
my wife and see if I can get it scheduled.
Well, yeah, hopefully I don't know, hopefully it's something simple. I guess we'll see. And so the subject, just being happy and content with where you're at in running is just something that it kind of occurred to me as I was getting back into the right mindset of running, and talked about this a little bit this week, but just recognizing shuffling of life, things like that, things you got going on in life. And it helped me recently just to kind of reset and go, what is my joy in running? Where is it? And what do I need to do to get that back? And it was nice to just in the last couple months, just kind of being on my way home from somewhere, wherever, and see somebody out running, and it actually sparked this just like energy in me.
So maybe we'll switch because I'll be all down and you can be giving me crap about it. And
yeah, you running yet? No,
not very far. Because
yours is different though, because yours is actually pain related and knee related.
But it does,
mine is more mental.
It does feed in, and I need to figure this out because it makes me not, like I don't look at Strava. I don't look at what everybody else, so I don't look at it as much. So it's like, well, I gotta pull out of that. Or, like trying to find subjects like, hey, we want to get in some guests and we want to start talking about things. I went in and I pulled in a bunch of races into my spreadsheet for possibilities for next year in the states that I don't have. And it's like trying to plan that. And I'm like, if I knew I was going to feel good, I could just plan it. I could set up all the travel. I could do it. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm kind of waiting.
Yeah, you are in that. Yeah, you're in a waiting zone of just stand by and see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
I guess the thing to recognize, the thing that, what we really wanted to just talk about with this was just being in that mental state like that and being okay with it. Finding a place where you can say, all right, yep, that's a stage of running. Recognize that that's just part of it, especially as we do get a little bit older and it takes a little bit longer for stuff to heal.
Or a lot older. So that's just how many people experience that? Like you feel like it's the end of the world. Like you really look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, this has been going on forever. Well, it's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
It's not forever.
And think of all the people that we know in running and how many people have ran into similar situations. And you see them go through the same dips mentally because you have such a, whatever it is, you don't necessarily have to have this like major passion for running. But what it's giving you in life is some kind of a new energy, a new excitement, and it's taken away.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, our running group in the morning, like we get half mile in and Carl's got to turn around and go back because his back is bothering him, and then Dan took Mark out on the trails and his hips bothering him. So this is like the second week after he did a trail run that he's too old of a man.
Oh no.
And then Scav has been injured and he's a swimmer anyway, not really, not really a runner. We don't talk about swimmers, but he was supposed to, but then it was raining and that's why I was confused. It's raining, but he's a swimmer. That doesn't, I don't know.
Doesn't want to get wet.
He doesn't want to get wet, I guess. So it didn't make sense. So
that's funny.
But he's been hurt too. And it's just like everybody's hurt. So
and I guess it just takes longer to heal. That's part of the problem too. Right. The friends that you have in your running group,
we're old men.
They're not 30 even anymore. I mean, it just takes a while. But yeah, I think that recognizing wherever you're at, we have to do it too. And we're definitely in that mode right now of being okay with, and it's been a nice energy, a nice pick me up for me because going out and running a 5 miler, 4 miler, when I was first getting started again, a month ago, it was fun just to go out. It was actually fun to just go out for 4 miles and you just boom, turn around and come back. And it was really just a really good feeling and it wasn't overwhelming. I did talk about this a little bit in the midweek check-in, which we will talk about in just a little bit. It was so nice to, number one, a 5 or 6 miles is really easy to find.
And that's where I've been finding, like, it's interesting on that is because I always do such high mileage and I've been trying to give I've been giving myself okay. Then there's some relief in that to give myself the okay to just do 3.
That's hard.
It's hard, but now
It's hard when you have, and I mentioned this during the week, is it's hard when you get in the mindset of ultra or even just like multiple marathons. You have to, like, every run cannot be shorter than 8 miles.
right.
Like that is normally like a 3 mile run when you're starting. And now it's like you can't do less than 8 or you don't feel like it's worth it.
Right. Well, that's why I named my run on Strava today, because we always joked about that. If it's less than 6, it's not worth getting dressed. And I just put on there, finally one that counts, because I did 6. So up until then, you can't count any of my runs over the last couple of weeks because, it's less than 6.
Well, and I think that's where a reset needs to happen of like, it does count. And it does count for wherever you're at in your running journey. Mm-hmm. Even if you've done years of running and years of running marathons, there's a time where, hey, that 3 miler counts. And and the nice thing is, be thankful if you're in a place where you recognize that already, because a lot of people don't and they can't. Like for you, it would be a hang up.
Well, I have always given people that advice. Like, excuse me, you can, like, 3 is okay. And then I'm like on the outside, like 3 is not, it was okay for you, not for me.
Right.
So it's like, you know what? It is okay.
Take your own advice.
I'm glad that Terrence said something and just shut it down, still do something, because it actually makes me happier to get out and do something.
Versus just nothing and missing.
Right. And like yesterday, I was really sore in the morning, and I texted Rob and I said, I'm out. Like, and being okay with that. Like, it was good. It's like, you know what? It's okay. But before, I'd get out and suck it up.
And hurt.
And I tease people for that. And it's like, okay, it's okay if I take a day off. Like, I want it. And part of me in my head, it's like, you got to burn those calories. Like, you better not eat today if you're
True. And I guess that's a good point to bring up for you. It's more than just the fitness. It's more than the mental. For you, it's part of your actual weight control / how healthy you feel.
I don't want that extra 100 pounds back. So it's always in my head.
True.
So I struggle with that.
That's true. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, because for me, it's not that. I have not had that battle. Even not, and when I did start running, it was because I had started putting on a few pounds, but it was literally a few pounds, not,
not 100.
Not 100. I mean, it wasn't bad, but, everybody, again, I guess this leads back to just like understanding where you're at and running and being okay with whatever you're in, but find a nice, content, happy place to be in and do it. And don't let too many outside influences anyway.
But 3 burns a lot of calories.
It does. If you just get out the door and do it. Yeah.
And walking burns a lot, actually more calories. Like if you were to go the same distance, it burns a ton of calories.
Oh, true. Yeah. Because you're doing 3 miles in an hour or whatever, 45 minutes instead of whatever, 30. Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell the difference between my walk and my run right now, but they're both slow.
Yeah. But they're both burning calories and keeping you out the door. Right. And yeah,
because there was a couple days like I'd run and then it's like I'd be out of gas, so I'd have to walk, and then you're just like, like this sucks.
So are you back? Are you bumping up? So you did 6 today. Mm-hmm. Are you going back to 3 or 4?
I'm gonna see what I do tomorrow. Like I'll see. I've been trying to get a hold of Kevin to run. We've been running downtown, and then. We'll see, trying to get both of us back out. We ran across a couple weeks ago. We just went across about every bridge in Grand Rapids.
Oh, yeah.
We overcommitted.
Ended up being like an 8 miler or something?
No, it ended up being 11.
Oh, 11. Okay.
Almost 12. Yeah.
You were planning on 8 and it ended up being 11 or 12.
I think that last bridge is out there a little bit further. And then on the west side of the river, as you go towards Riverside Park, you get further and further away from the river. And then once
takes a while to get to that bridge.
Yeah, once we committed, it was a ways.
There's no turning back, so to speak. Yeah. Well, anyway, that we had thought about that. Just wanted to like put it out there as just a general PSA of like finding finding a happy place, recognizing it, being okay in it, and not letting too many people give you too much crap about it. And
So I'm going to change the subject.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going there. But
Yeah.
speaking of midweek, I know we talked about it. Then all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, did you see that?" I'm like, "Nope."
yeah.
You want to look at that? Like, I guess.
Yeah, we have officially launched a midweek check-in.
We, as in Lewis,
Yeah.
did he took it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Like, he got it going.
We got 2 big things this week
Yeah.
in the podcast accomplished.
Yeah. And then I didn't even know about it. And you launched Patreon.
Launched Patreon.
Which,
yeah.
like, we talked about it and teased it. And then
Patreon was supposed to launch beginning of 2023. It just didn't
Well,
happen.
I guess-
For
and-
one way or another, it didn't happen. And then the midweek check-in, I think we were tossing it around the middle of, I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about it.
yeah.
We've been talking about that for a while. I
Right.
don't know that we ever really.
But I thought we were just going to talk it to death. And apparently
Yeah.
you got a bug and got going.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, because the midweek check-in is supposed to be a short thing, and we don't want to do a lot of post-editing with it. That's why the live stream works really well. Still have to figure out how you are going to be involved with that, if it's on a Tuesday morning or whatever. Maybe we'll have to kick it to a Tuesday evening or something like that, or I don't know, figure out schedules. But
I'll
anyway,
do it from work.
maybe do it from work, call in. And but yeah, we do want to do a midweek check-in. And as I explained in the live stream that I did on Tuesday, no, it was actually on Wednesday. My week is a mess because
Still
of work.
can't keep it straight.
I know. The plan would be that we do a mid-ish week check-in, Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that, where we just check in with, hey, how are things going? And it's more going to be how we're going to just share how our running is going, our experience for the week, whatever, and or talk about things that are just quick subjects. Like I mentioned, hey, congrats to Brian for doing the 50-miler.
I haven't seen them yet. So I got to do dinner. We should do dinner next week
We should.
and have them come out. Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless they're up, her family or something. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
But
My goodness.
that's on Thursday, not Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're doing Thanksgiving on Friday, though.
Oh, are you?
My family, yeah. But we could be back for it. But yeah, so we launched the midweek check-in. That will be a quick item. Again, just a kind of quick blurb. Not exactly sure how it's going to go, but we just want to help motivate people through the week. And that's one of the ways we're going to do it. Be looking for that. That's only going to be on YouTube. We may... we'll link it on Facebook, but the live stream itself will be on YouTube.
Okay.
And then if we decide to record and do it, it would be in both places. But just be aware of that. That is officially launched, and it's kind of exciting because it's live. It's like you throw it up and you just start talking, which was kind of cool.
You know, we should do that, and then we could get live comments back.
Yeah.
Like that would be something to be fun with.
It would be fun. We could do a Friday night live stream. That's what we could do.
Because then you could get all kinds of jackassery coming through.
Yeah, if people did tune in during live,
It
yeah,
could be
I'm
funny.
sure it could be. Maybe it's something we'll look at in the future. But yeah, be looking for that. And then additionally, the Patreon. So the Patreon was supposed to have started at the beginning of 2023. The whole goal behind that is people have reached out and said, yeah, I would love to support. How can we do it? And then Patreon is just one of those natural things that
Well, because
creators
there's
do.
cost to putting this on.
Yeah, for sure.
And right as of now, it's been coming out of Lewis's pocket.
Yeah, basically out of pocket, which totally fine. It's something we wanted to do,
Right.
and we enjoy it. So it's not a woe is me thing. It's just people have said, yeah, I'd like to support. How can we do that? But we don't want to do it
We got to go through this so I can get to what I really want, right?
Yeah.
My favorite thing. So the
Bourbon?
first thing, well, two things.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing, like, you have different levels that we talked about before. So there's the levels, right? What level do we have to get to where it pays for marathons for us? So we gotta start out, but we don't probably have that level, but we gotta work on that.
Well,
I'm just saying free entries. That's my.
Well, free entries started coming last year. I mean, we got some from
Well, we got from
Armed Forces,
Yeah.
Armed Services,
and Groundhog. Yep, Armed Services Marathon.
and Groundhog. So, and as other RDs hear this, they're more than welcome to send in race entries.
Right.
I think I'm back on the marathon / racing
Yeah.
wagon now. So
Yeah.
I plan to do something next year. Don't know what yet, but I plan to do something next year race wise.
So we already had that established. So we can just talk about Patreon then.
Yes. So Patreon, we wanted to get that rolling, finally have, and I could have researched it to death. And that's when I finally went, you know what? We just need to launch this, ask for as much grace as possible. The reason I was hesitant,
You wanted it to be perfect.
well, I wanted it to be decent. You know, I didn't want, so like the coffee mug. So one of the things I did was I had created this coffee mug back a year ago of, because
you get one yet or
about,
not?
no, but we talk about the coffee thing, and we had talked about like the bad coffee. And so Terrence came in and he says it's not so bad. And so the mug is it actually says not so bad coffee. And it has our
I thought it was going to be
logo.
this coffee doesn't suck.
No, it just says not so bad coffee. And I put that as our graphic in that live segment. And Chris, one of the guys that listens to the show, he said, "Hey, where can I get one of those mugs?" And that
should
kicked
ask.
me in the butt, because I thought that was one of the things that would be a Patreon item. And I'm like, man, all right, I just got to get this figured out. And we have neck gaiters on there, and we have. I tried to stay away from the clothing because that can just be,
It's too hard.
It's too hard. But I
feel that way about races too. Like some of the I have shirts I never wear because they don't fit right, or they're as ugly as the shirt you're wearing now.
Yeah,
Stuff
and
like that.
speaking of which, so there's a few things. Number one, there are several levels to the Patreon. Starts at 5K, which is $3.10 a month, 3.1. 10K, half marathon,
Oh, what's 10K then?
6.2.
Is that
or 620?
Is that a 10K marathon, or is that just a 10K?
Just a 10K.
Okay.
There's no 10K marathons. Half marathon, and an ultra supporter. And so each level, like the first level is you want to just help support in a way, and that's just thank you. And then from there on, there's like little gifts, like we'll send you a sticker, the I Don't Know Running logo sticker, or a mug for, I don't remember where it starts, I think half marathon or something like that. But so anyway, wanted to get that done, so we finally pushed that out. And we do have some clothing, but it's in the upper tiers, and I don't expect lots of people to be supporting in that way. But if they do, or whoever, because we don't know everybody that listens to this, great, super super thankful for that. But what I have envisioned, and Mitch and I have talked about this, is we do want to do a race.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get closer to doing that, the goal would be, if you're a supporter of a certain level, and we don't know what that level is yet, that you would actually get an entry into the race.
That would be
so
cool.
then we could start giving out entries into the race. So
we talked to Terrence a little bit after the show last week, and it was like, it's expensive to put on a race.
yeah, he was throwing out some numbers because he helps to RD some races and talks to a lot of RDs, and obviously he's very tied to Tri del Sol. And holy smokes, yeah, don't necessarily. It's just it's expensive.
It makes you really cautious.
Yeah,
because
sponsors are huge.
Yeah,
without them, I mean, the races would not look like what they do.
Especially a road race, when you're talking about closing roads,
roads, permits, police,
insurance, porta-johns, all that. Yeah, it's a lot more money than you think.
It is. So we do want to do a race. That's another exciting thing that I would look at it. Again, that's something we wanted to do in 2023. Obviously, that's not happening. But definitely it's something we want to look at for 2024. Terrence is, and even talking to Don, he said he'd be happy to help out and give us some advice. And I think Terrence would be happy to do more than that. I mean, I think he would want to help. So that's something we'd love to target for 2024. So something exciting coming soon there as we discuss it more. But yeah, those are the big things. Kind of want to talk about those, get those announced officially. And the Patreon thing was kind of a last. I just need to push through, and so I took. I don't know what day it was, but whatever day it was, I just pushed through and said I am getting this done regardless today. That's it. And so got that done. And then with the live stream or the midweek check-in, it was the same thing. If I didn't push through and just get it done, we'd still be here in 6 months talking about, it's coming. So happy it's done. I'm actually excited for the live stream. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If we can line up us getting on here and just talking about some things, quick things. And that's the other thing. We don't necessarily want that to be like some 40-minute live stream. If it turns into that because of engagement or questions, that's great. But the point of those are just midweek. Hey, we want to motivate you through the week. And
so with that live stream, can people comment at the same time and can you see it?
Yeah. It's a normal YouTube live stream. Like once you go live, people could comment. Yep.
That could be fun.
Could be fun. Could be
awkward,
annoying.
Oh,
but yeah.
Don't want to answer that one.
Yeah. Might have to have the delete ready to go. I delete that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a couple of big things we have official now. Those are done. They're launched. We are going to get them. So Patreon's done. That is just a go. Check it out. Join if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Nothing's going to change on this side of things. Now, there are some things that we will offer, like I said, with some merch, things like that. Certain levels we're going to provide bonus content like behind-the-scenes type episodes, things like that, because we're going
to wrestle in one of the behind the scenes.
That will be one of the behind the scenes. Yeah. Wrestling. And
leg wrestling.
Yeah. But different things like that. I don't remember there's one other thing. I don't remember what it was I had listed, but anyway, you can go to I linked it on our Facebook. Go check it out. You can check out all the tiers if you want. If you don't, that's fine. Nothing changes on this side.
For sure.
And and then those are the things we really wanted to cover on this episode. So we got to enjoy Mitch enjoyed some bourbon. How is it?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
That is New Hollands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other one is one that you recommended. I don't really know a lot about bourbon. I just know I saw it. Do you remember what that one's called?
It's a Magnus.
But it's not the one I thought it was.
It's not the cigar blend.
Yeah.
No.
I was watching for that one, and I think I texted you right away, and you texted Rudy, and Rudy said, "Yeah, it's not bad. You can pick it up." So I picked it up, and I've never opened it, and I figured, well, if we're going to start recording on Fridays,
next guest has got to drink bourbon, and we'll open that up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I have Athletic Brewing. That is my favorite NA beer. It is. I
thought about that as I was turning down the road. It's like, I should have grabbed a 6-pack.
Oh, well, I almost always have that in the fridge. That or I don't remember the other one. Can't think of it, but it's another NA that I enjoy. But anyway. Yeah, so with those announcements and our little quick update, that's going to wrap it. I'm just trying to think of what we have coming up. We are looking for guests, and
I know that we're gonna start with Terrence. We're gonna start doing that. He's got some work to do if he's listening, and then we're gonna get together.
Yes, he's going to get us I think you were talking about a list or something like
Yeah.
that of some content. We were going to start recording some of those in addition to our normal.
Right.
So we have a lot more coming, and so be looking for that. And yeah, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube. Check that out. It's just another way to listen. You don't have to watch the video. I mean, you
should,
technically
because
do.
you see a really ugly shirt on there.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Again, the green is not correct. I wish the green. I'll try to correct it for the actual.
It is. I don't know if it could be worse.
It can be. Looking in this monitor, it can be. But yeah, check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as well, even though we really don't do a lot on there. And like, subscribe, and share, please.
Yeah.
Especially the YouTube. The YouTube one is that's the one where we're going to carry a lot of content. And so getting that in front of as many people as possible is the goal. That's where you're going to get the most traction. But yeah, go check us out there. And yeah, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Till then, have fun drinking bourbon and happy running.